Welcome to the deep dive. This is where we sift through articles, research, notes, all sorts of things
Mm-hmm.
to pull out the really key insights for you, give you that shortcut to, well, knowing what's going on.
Right.
And today we're diving into something really, really common. It's our daily routines.
Ah, yes. The everyday stuff.
Exactly. We're going to unpack some phrases we use all the time for these actions. They seem simple, right? But they often have these hidden layers of meaning. Might tell us more than we think.
Yeah.
Our sources today, we've got this great story about a tired morning, very relatable, and some breakdowns of common English phrases. Okay,
Now,
let's unpack this.
what's fascinating here is just that, how deep these basic words go. We all have routines.
Of course.
And getting the language right
Yeah.
isn't just about being correct. It's clarity, sure, but it's also about understanding those little unspoken bits, the cultural feel of the words. It really helps communication.
I totally agree. And to make this real, we've got this story from the sources. A classic tired morning scenario that really shines a light on these phrases.
Okay.
So, get this. The person starts their day just feeling wiped out, really tired.
Been there.
Right, because they'd had a late night. They started watching a movie, maybe around 9:30 p.m., thought it'd be quick.
Uh-huh. Famous last words.
Totally. Turns out it was long, really pulled them in, so they're up till midnight.
Right.
But wait, there's more. They then stayed on their phone in bed until 1 a.m., just scrolling, checking things, brain buzzing.
Oof. Yeah, that'll do it.
So the alarm goes off at 7 a.m., does its job, wakes them up.
Okay.
But, and this is key, they woke up, but they did not get up. Not right away.
Ah, the classic delay.
Exactly. They just stayed in bed for like 10 minutes, staring at the ceiling, thinking about the day, maybe negotiating with the duvet.
We've all done that negotiation.
Yeah, we just. Finally, 704 a.m., they actually physically get up. Then it's the usual morning sequence. Wash face, brush teeth, then a shower. And the source notes, specifically a shower, not a bath.
Interesting detail.
Yeah. Then got dressed, made a much-needed cup of tea, and they actually mentioned feeling this, real sense of accomplishment after making their bed.
Ah, yes, the power of the made bed.
It just made the room look instantly neat, tidy.
Mm.
And that sort of tidiness vibe continued. They did a bit of housework, wiped the kitchen counters, swept the floor, cleaned the bathroom sink. Small things, but
Sets the tone. Definitely.
Then, time for a shopping trip. Walked to the supermarket, got the essentials, bread, milk, eggs, apples, and naturally a little chocolate treat.
Gotta have the treat.
Essential. Lunch was pretty light, though, just soup and toast. Still feeling that tiredness from the late night, you see.
Understandable.
And the story ends with this plan, this resolution for the evening.
Hmm.
Sleep early. No movies. Definitely no phone in bed.
Smart move.
The goal, go to sleep before midnight. Get that energy and focus back for the next day. So here's where it gets really interesting. Pulling apart the language in that simple routine.
Yeah, that story is a perfect jumping off point. It really sets the stage. So let's start right there at the beginning of the day. That difference the story highlights between wake up and get up.
Right.
The alarm goes off at 7. They wake up, but don't get up until 7:15. What's going on there, linguistically?
Yeah, it's funny, isn't it? Two verbs for what feels like one process. Is it about consciousness versus action?
It really is, yeah. To
Yeah.
wake up is basically just stopping sleeping, your eyes open, you're aware maybe,
Mm-hmm.
but you're still in bed.
Lying there, scrolling, staring at the ceiling like our friend in the story.
Exactly. It can be quite passive, the alarm does it to you. But
Okay.
to get up, that's the active part.
Okay,
That's when you physically leave the bed. Sit up, stand up, start your day. It's a choice. So when someone says, I wake up at 6:30, but I don't get up till 6:4, that gap, it shows that transition from just being awake to actually doing something.
Mm.
It's a little window into our morning habits, that phrasing.
It totally clicks. It's the moment you decide, okay, day, let's do this.
Pretty much.
So then the next step in the story, the shower. They specifically said not a bath. And we hear, have a shower, take a shower. Are they just the same, or is there something else going on?
Good question. And yes, there's a bit more to it.
Yeah.
Fundamentally, have a shower and take a shower. They mean the same thing, right? Standing underwater, washing yourself.
Okay.
But there is that regional thing. You hear have a shower much more in, say, British English.
You're right. I think I say that.
Whereas Take a shower is really common in American English. Both are fine, both correct, just a different flavor, you could say.
Huh. Interesting.
But have a bath. No, that's different. As the story hinted, that's
Yes.
sitting in the tub. It usually suggests something longer, more relaxing, self-care time, maybe?
Yeah, definitely. Bubbles, maybe some music.
Exactly. A shower tends to be quick, functional. Get clean, get going. A bath is more of a deliberate pause, a peaceful moment. The language kind of reflects that difference in purpose.
It really does. I know my quick morning take a shower is very different from a Sunday night have a bath. It's funny how the verb choice signals that.
Precisely.
Okay, so moving on. Our person in the story felt really good after making their bed and doing some housework. These seem straightforward, but do they tell us anything deeper about organization, maybe?
Oh, absolutely. Make your bed is a great example. You're not, building a bed from scratch.
Yeah.
It just means tidying the covers, the pillows, making it look neat. And like the story says, it can have this real psychological boost. Takes 2 minutes, maybe,
If that.
but it feels like the first win of the day, sets a tone of order, and then do the housework. That's the umbrella term, isn't it?
Right. Lots of different jobs.
Yeah, washing up, cleaning the bathroom, sweeping, vacuuming, taking the bins out, all those regular tasks to keep the place ticking over. It emphasizes the doing, the ongoing effort.
Mm-hmm.
So saying you do the housework kind of signals that commitment to keeping things maintained. It's not just a chore list. It's managing your space.
It's those little routine acts, isn't it? Give you a sense of control. Which leads us to the shopping trip. They did the shopping.
Yep, got the essentials and the chocolate.
Always the chocolate. But why do the shopping? Why not, I don't know, buy the shopping? Is do important here?
It is, actually. That's a really common question, especially for learners of English. We don't really say buy the shopping. We say do the shopping.
Okay.
And the phrase do the shopping, it emphasizes the whole activity, the task itself. It's not just the final transaction, the buying part.
Ah, so it includes like making the list, going to the store, pushing the trolley.
Exactly. Browsing, choosing things, maybe queuing, the whole process. It's the routine task of acquiring groceries.
Got it.
So I do the shopping on Fridays means that whole regular activity, the full trip.
That makes sense. Captures the whole journey. Okay, final point then. Let's go back to the beginning, the reason for all the tiredness. That late night.
Right. The root cause.
We have these related phrases, have a late night, go to bed, and go to sleep. What are the nuances there? How do they map onto our sleep habits?
Yeah, these are really useful for talking about sleep or lack of it. Have a late night. That's describing the outcome, really.
Like looking back on it.
Exactly. You stayed up much later than usual, watching TV, working, whatever. And the implication, usually, is that you'll be tired the next day, like in the story. It's a summary of the event.
Okay. And go to bed versus go to sleep.
Ah, yes. Distinct steps. Go to bed is the physical act. You get into bed, lie down. You're preparing for sleep, but you're still awake.
Maybe reading.
Or
like our character on the phone.
Precisely. That's a perfect example. They went to bed but didn't go to sleep for another hour.
Right.
Go to sleep is the transition itself. Eyes closed, consciousness fading. You're actually asleep. That gap between going to bed and going to sleep. Now, it says a lot about modern life, doesn't it? The struggle to actually switch off.
It really does. That difference between being in bed and being asleep is huge. The language nails it. Okay, so what does this all mean? This deep dive, it's really shown how much precision there is in the language for just, everyday stuff. We've seen wake up is passive awareness, get up is active choice.
Yep.
We've seen you can have or take a shower, depending maybe where you are, but you definitely have a bath for that relaxing soak.
Right.
We talked about making your bed as that first little win, and doing the housework as the whole ongoing maintenance job.
The bigger picture.
And you do the shopping, the whole activity. Plus that crucial journey from perhaps having a late night to the act of going to bed and then hopefully going to sleep. They seem like basic phrases, but wow, those little differences matter for really communicating what we mean.
Yeah, and if we connect this to the bigger picture, it just underlines that even our simplest vocabulary is packed with meaning. Cultural hints, practical details. These aren't just grammar points. They let us share our experiences more accurately, understand others better, maybe even look at our own habits a bit more closely. Language really does reflect our lives.
So here's something to think about as you go about your own day, your own routine. How does paying attention to these words, these seemingly simple words for what you do every day, how does that change how you think about those habits, your productivity, your
Good
rest?
question.
And what other parts of your daily life, what other bits of language might be hiding similar depths just waiting for their own deep dive? Keep an ear out for the language around you. Thanks for joining us.